Hi guys, Teslin here from Radish on the Runway. Welcome. Today I have a very special guest. Her name is Jaye from Curvatude, and she is a curvy black blogger, and she's amazing. I cannot wait for you guys to meet her. Also, guys, if you have not yet, I need you to go ahead and push that subscribe button. Go ahead and push that subscribe button for me. And please share this podcast to your friends and your family, whether they're interested in becoming vegan or they're already vegans. We need you guys to spread the word, because even though I'm just starting out, I am interviewing with so many people who are amazing in this industry. They know about what's plant-based, they know what's vegan, and they truly are knowledgeable. The people I interview are truly knowledgeable. They have so much information that they can give to you, and it would just be a shame if you don't take advantage of this information that I'm giving out to the world. So again, please go ahead and share this video, as well as push the subscribe button. You can also always catch us on the audio, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. You can go on our website, www.radishonthερunway. Subscribe to that website as well. There's so many platforms for you to be able to have access to Radish on the Runway. Please take advantage. Like I said, I'm very particular in the people that I have come on the show, and I want to make sure that I give you someone that is knowledgeable in this industry and that can help you move forward on this plant-based journey, which is the main reason for this. Walk the runway with me on this plant-based journey. Also, I just wanted to make a side note that if you are not following Radish on the Runway on Instagram, please do that. Also, you can follow my modeling page, Teslyn B, TESLYNB, as well. So you can just keep in touch with what's going on with everything we have going. So again, we're just gonna wait on the curvy plus size, beautiful Jaye, who has been vegan for so long. I cannot wait for you guys to hear. So let's just wait for Jaye to come in. Hello, Jaye. How are you doing today?
Hello, Teslyn. I'm grateful. How are you?
I am great. Welcome to Radish on the Runway.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So how are you doing right now?
Today I'm doing pretty good today, actually. I've had a really relaxed, kind of chill day, so I'm doing pretty good. I really can't complain. How about you?
Same. I'm actually pretty tired, but it's okay. I love this blouse that you're wearing. Is that peplum there?
It is, actually. Yeah.
It is so pretty. I love it.
Yeah.
So right now we're living through two pandemics. You know, a pandemic of the COVID-19, and then also a pandemic that us Black folk have been going through throughout centuries, correct? I just want to know how you're dealing with it all. Yeah, how are you dealing with it all?
How am I dealing with it all? Well, honestly, you know, COVID didn't affect me nearly as much as, you know, all of the racism and the insanity, you know, police brutality and all of that. You know, I was able to really just kind of work through the COVID thing. For one, I'm pretty much a loner to begin with, so it wasn't really that hard for me to just kind of remove myself from things. It's kind of in a lot of ways, it's a huge thing that I do on a regular basis, because, you know, so it really wasn't that hard. The only thing is, you know, I guess I would say that the only thing that, you know, that was an issue was, you know, celebrating things, you know, it was, you know, my mom's birthday, my dad's birthday, you know, and I literally had to go to their house and leave things in the hallway, stuff like that. Aww. That's something that really kind of bothered me. But other than that, COVID, as horrible as it has been, it didn't affect me nearly as much, obviously, as what we're dealing with right now, related to our Black lives.
Yeah.
So my friends are doing fireworks. They've been doing that for a month now. I don't know why, but yeah.
No worries.
But yeah, so this, as far as, everything that we're dealing with the last 3 weeks, it's been hard to like manage, but one of the things that I'm grateful that I have is, I meditate, and I'm become really good at removing myself from things. I'm big on self-care. It is a huge thing for me. And it has been for the past few years. And so I'm grateful that I've already put those things into place for myself, so that when I really needed them to anchor me, I had them.
Mm-hmm.
So those are kind of the things that I've really been leaning on in the past 3 weeks, especially because it's been a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
These past couple weeks, I've actually been having nightmares. So I can't imagine, like, all the, like, George's family and Brianna's family, how they're feeling if I'm having nightmares.
Oh my God, I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. I honestly, I just can't even imagine. Like, I never watched the George Floyd video. I knew that was not something that I could take in. So I
Yeah.
purposely made sure that I didn't see it. I purposely like skipped over things when, people were just randomly showing it, which I think we need to stop doing.
Yes.
So I just can't imagine what they're feeling, because even not seeing it, it has had such a profound effect on me. I can't imagine what they're feeling.
Yeah, yeah. Jay, you really mentioned a great point when you say self-care, because self-care is so important for us right now, because we're going through so much pain and anger and frustration, and we really need some time to ourselves to have a mental break. And I just love that. And by the way, I was looking at one of your meditation videos this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to do this with her. So I sat there with you and I meditated with you.
Awesome. That's the whole purpose of it. More of them are coming, but that's the whole purpose, for people to be able to just access it whenever they need it, because that can be any time of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
How did you get into meditation?
I had been, oh my God, probably for like 5 or more years. I used to get those emails from Oprah and Deepak Chopra, and I was always like, oh, I'm going to do it. But then I would start and I wouldn't finish. I'd start and not finish, but there was something, like, I think it was 3 years ago, there was something that just kind of clicked. I didn't like follow their plan specifically, but just the concept, the idea of quieting my mind, just really clicked for me. And I used to do it on Snapchat in the mornings. I would just like record a little video of me with the music that I use, because I preferred music-led meditation as opposed to a lot of talk and guided. I mean, I've held a meditation and movement, which is what you probably saw. That's from Fat Girl Own, the brand that I started called Fat Girl Own. So I lead meditation and movement, but I don't do a lot of talking, So I started just like really getting up in the morning was the first thing that I would do. I would do it in the dark. It was just me and some music, and some candles, and sitting on my couch. And it just became like a habit. And it became like something that, just like really anchored my days. You know what I mean? It just gave me like this foundation for my day. Like, no matter what was going to happen, I know that I've already poured into myself. So hopefully, whatever comes, I'll be able to, if necessary, take a moment, step back, and handle it appropriately.
Yes.
So that's how.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So tell me about your brand. Tell me how you got started blogging. I've been following you since the Dream Big conference, because that's when I first heard about you. And so just tell me your story. I know you love fashion, but just tell me how you got started.
Well, I've had my blog for almost 11 years. And here in Chicago, there used to be a really small group of us. It was like me, Patrice from Afro Bella, Lovey from Awesomely Lovey, and just a few other people here in the city. We were kind of like the group of Black girls, you know what I mean? In the midst of all of the non-Black girls. So we would just always see each other at events or whatever. And the reason why I ended up starting my blog was because even though I'd had a blog previous, I'm dating myself because I had a blog on MySpace, and it was called The Plus Size Diva. And so when I came off MySpace, I originally called my blog The Plus Size Diva, but there was so many plus size divas. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna let them have that. And so I ended up, creating Curvatude because, it's kind of play on the words curves and attitude.
Yeah, I love it.
The whole impetus for it was that I wanted to encourage women to live fully, to love their body as she is at this moment, regardless if they want to change it or not, but to just inhabit who they were at this moment. So that was the main reason why I started my blog. And like I said, that was such a long time ago. And I've been over the course of these 11 years, on and off kind of blogger. I blog when I want. It's a passion project for me. So I never wanted to put that kind of pressure on myself to feel like I have to do something. So if I wasn't motivated to do it, I don't do it. Right. When I am, I do. It's my baby. So, yeah.
Well, I think you truly embody your name, Curvatude, because you have the curves and you have the attitude.
Well, I am from the west side of Chicago, so yeah.
I love it. I love it. And you were also you had a feature in the Sun Times. That is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. And that was interesting. I still don't know. I never know why anybody reaches out to me. Like, she just emailed me one day and she wanted to talk about face masks. And I was just like, oh, okay. I literally had just hand sewed some face masks for myself. And part of that reason why I did that was related to meditation, because the whole process of hand sewing was meditative for me. It was relaxing for me. It was calming for me. And then so next thing you know, they reached out and I didn't know that, I was going to be like the biggest part of the article. I just thought it was going to be a bunch of people talking about, face masks. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Congratulations
on that. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about fashion. So you are very fashionable. Of course, I'm nosy, so I've been all through your Instagram and there's
not nosy.
What did you say?
It's not nosy. We're all public for a reason, so people can see. Yeah.
Yes. You put together beautiful, beautiful pieces. What do you think? Well, excuse me. How do you think fashion has evolved as far as clothing for plus size women, curvier women throughout the years?
Well, I think it definitely has evolved. Like I say, these 11 years that I've had my blog, things have definitely changed. Because I remember a time when we only had a couple of players, we only had a couple of options as far as where we could really get clothes that fit us. And even back then, we weren't really happy with those couple of options, but those were the options that we had. And then I remember when the UK brands started coming on the scene, and we got so excited, like by ASOS and Simply Be, those brands started coming on and like it started kind of like, I think they kind of woke the industry up in a way. Because the industry saw that, especially like bloggers, were really gravitating towards those brands. I will never forget, I have this trench coat. It had like faux leather and we were all so excited when we got it, because it was like the first time that we plus size girls had even had that as an option, and that was like so huge for us. I literally wrote like a love letter to Simply Be on my site because I was so stoked that they, were bringing us like, fashion forward clothes, they didn't feel like we all had to wear like tents and muumuus, like we could actually show off our bodies,
right?
And feel good about it. So that I love. And then of course, now where we are, we have so many independent brands. I love that. I love that we have like all these independents who come and, brought so much to the industry, like Jabri, and
I love her stuff.
Right. Yes. So, I love that we have like that element as well, because I think they also have made the brands step up. They continue to make the brands step up. And we have brands like Eloquy, which I'm currently having a moment with.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, today, they, there was a thing going because people didn't feel like Eloquy was stepping up, enough as far as how they were going to, represent for Black folk, in the midst of all of this. So the past couple of weeks, it was definitely a lot of calling out, and I'm not really call out culture, but I'm just like, over the course of the coronavirus pandemic, the only brand that I shopped was Eloquy.
Wow.
So for me, it felt really personal that they didn't seem to really get what was happening.
Yeah.
And what people were asking of them. So it has definitely been like this, for the past couple of weeks with Eloquy. I mean, I'm actually wearing an Eloquy top. I'm actually wearing Eloquy shorts too. You can't see them, but I am. So that, was a challenge. But Eloquy definitely, the reason why I guess it's so personal is because I have felt so connected to the brand. In their first iteration, when they were under the Limited, they had a store here. They had their clothing here. And we were just so big on supporting them. And so then when they came from under the Limited, and Jody found investors to bring it back to life, we were just Eloquy. We were pushing it so hard, when they had the store here, which they put in the most horrible place, but they had a store here. It was the first one. We were supporting it, pushing it. I can't tell you how many people on the street, they were like, oh, where did that? Oh, where's that? People never knew the store existed, but we were like still pushing it and, letting people know that they existed. They, because it's so personal for me, it has been a challenge, like I said, but I feel like they definitely changed the game, and I think that when Eloquy came about, it was definitely, I don't think we'll ever go back, thankfully, and I think we still have the old school players, we still have Lane Bryant, whatever, who have their moments, but I think Eloquy has definitely brought plus size fashion to a whole other level.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And, just going back to them not really speaking that much on Black Lives Matter, it's almost to the point where if they do, it's like, but you were forced to say something. And it doesn't feel
which is why I said I'm not call out culture, but I was still like, yeah, that ain't it. When they posted it, I'm like, that ain't it. But like I said, literally today, they posted something and I was like, okay, we'll see what happens.
I'm going to check that as soon as we get off. Jaye, what would you say are some staple pieces that every woman should own as far as their wardrobe?
Well, let's see. I mean, normally my motto is kind of like fashion is an individual statement. That is my motto 100%. So I don't feel like there are things you should or should not do. But the things that I like and the things like, when I'm styling girls, whatever, are things like what I'm wearing right now. I love a good peplum. I mean, you can never go wrong. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, So I always love a good peplum top. I always love me some banging jeans. I think everybody needs to find jeans that they love, which is kind of annoying to me because the brand whose jeans that I have loved the most over the past couple of years has annoyed me a lot lately. So, that's been annoying. But I mean, a good pair of jeans. And I always think, and it's so typical, but I think it never changes. I think women, every woman can love a wrap dress.
Yeah.
No matter what your body shape is,
right.
How you're feeling about your body, you can find a wrap dress that will make you love it. And as far as the things that I like, I am big on, I love faux leather, even though there's some challenges with some of the production of it. But I love faux leather, and that love was kind of spurred on by Eloquy over the past 3 or 4 so years. But yeah, I think a peplum, some really good fitting jeans, a wrap dress, and you need some really good crisp white tops. Like,
Yes.
I just love a good, like in that article with Sun Times, I'm wearing like this amazing white top from
Yeah.
Eloquate, that has like these really great sleeves, that just set it off completely. I love
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I saw it. So
that.
um also I just kind of briefly want to talk to you about your new brand that you mentioned earlier. So tell me about that.
That girl it's just seemed like a natural thing for me. Like I said, the fact that meditation is such a huge part of my life, it just became like a natural thing. So in January actually was when I launched Fat Girl Om. I had a vision board meditation and movement workshop, and we had such an amazing time. And I was like, yes, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And the ladies were saying the same thing. So that was awesome. And it's just because, and the reason why I felt a need for it, in particular, as a fat plus size woman, is because I know that I've been in spaces, I've been in classes, I've been at these events, where I know that fat women are not always comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Traditionally, when people think that you're doing meditation, they think you need to get on the floor and cross your legs and hit the pose, but you don't have to do that. And I know also that's not accessible for all bodies.
Right.
So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to create Fat Girl Om, because I make it clear that that's required here. The requirement is that your intent is to connect with yourself, and to however that manifests itself physically for you, meaning if you're sitting on the couch, you're sitting on a chair, or lying in your bed, whatever, then that's what you should be doing. So that was the main reason.
Yeah. Well, Jay, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's so important for people like you to be in the world, because we have people who are looking at fashion magazines, and they're looking at certain industries, and if it's not for people like you, you're helping people's self-esteem. It's just so much things that you're doing that is inspiring others. So I'm so grateful for you taking your platform and just doing the blogging and the whole meditation as well. So I just think it's awesome.
Thank you. And I mean, I could say the exact same thing for you as well. I know 100% that, I'm sure you are inspiring women as well, with your career and the things that you have done. I'm 100% sure of that. So I think it's great that we all collectively are hopefully making things better for all of us.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And I also want to just mention your whole spirit is just so positive, and I love it. This is our first time actually talking to each other like this long. Yeah. I know we've like communicated over social media, but it's so important, and I can just feel your energy and your positiveness, and I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Even though I try to be positive. Because I think that's really important. I'm also big on tough love though too. So people will tell you that I will get like, I will get if it's required, I do it out of love, but I will get in folks' faces. You know what I mean? Because but I think it's really important, especially like, I don't use things like body positivity when I talk about myself or my blog or anything else. You will never see that happen. And not that I have anything against it per se. And I know there's a lot of issues with body positivity and the way people feel it's been co-opted and all these things, all of that. I don't use that because that wasn't my platform. I felt hopefully people will be inspired, women in particular be inspired by me, just by seeing that I'm going to be living out loud, and I'm getting so much joy from it, and like, don't you want some of that for yourself?
Yeah.
Like ownership of your life, because it's the only one we get here.
Right.
So, let's make the most of it.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Jay, you are vegan. Tell me about that. How long have you been vegan?
I have been vegan since October 2014. Prior to that, I was pescatarian for probably 15 years. And it was just a natural progression, honestly. Tried raw for a very, very short time. It just, at the time, it did not fit into my life at all. But the vegan thing really kind of worked, because especially when I started off vegan, I just literally was doing all of the natural things. I was doing, the salads, the hummus, the beans, things like that. So that worked for me. I know a lot of people, they're always like, oh my God, how do you do that? Like, I post a lot of food in my Instagram stories, and I can't tell you how many times they're like, oh my God, is that vegan? And I have to be saying, everything I eat is vegan. Okay. Everything. My wife is a chef, so I'm like, everything my wife makes is vegan, and they're always like, really? I'm like, yes, so I think one of the things that people have misconstrued about vegan is they think that you're going to be hungry. They think they're, all you're going to be doing is eating, bland salads, and it's no fun. Like, you're not going to be to have sweets. You're not going to be do any of this stuff. And I think my life kind of shows that that's the complete total opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're both some thick girls, so we're eating good. So
look, I'm eating, girl, and loving every minute of it. I really am.
Did you have any health issues prior, or you just basically decided to go vegan?
Well, one of the reasons why I decided, once I went, why I decided to stick with it, because a lot of people go, vegan in and out, because I'm actually reading F Your Diet by Chloe Hilliard, and she talks about going in and out of vegan and whatever. Another reason why is because I for high cholesterol. My mother's had multiple heart attacks, so that was definitely one of the reasons why I decided to stick with it, because I felt my life definitely improved health-wise in that sense, that I was no longer ingesting things I should not, like animals. So
yeah.
Nice.
Also, I want to just compliment you on your skin. I was looking at a video of you getting your skin treatment done, and I was like, oh my gosh, her skin is so pretty. And I'm thinking to myself, it has to be like the plants that you're eating, the fruits that you're eating, because it's just beautiful skin.
Thank you. Although, like anybody else, I have my moments, and
yeah,
there's, but I don't use a lot on my face. That's one of the things that I definitely won't do. And most of the stuff I use is pretty natural, especially in the last couple of years. I have just been really, really, really conscious and intentional about what I am using. So my routine right now is so simple. I tell people all the time, I'm like, it's hydration. It's just hydration. That's the main thing that comes when I'm doing my skincare. It's all about hydration. So thank you, though.
You're welcome. What are some of your favorite dishes that you like that are vegan?
I love food. So let's see. How could I narrow it down to my favorites? Well, right now, I'm a creature of habit. So right now, I pretty much eat the same breakfast every single day. And people have asked me so much about this breakfast that I literally had to put it in my highlights on Instagram. Because people are always like, what is that? Where did you get that? And it's just a breakfast sandwich that I put together from some, vegan brands. So that's definitely one of my favorites. It's benevolent bacon, the just egg flat that they have now.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh, I love BioLife's cheese. I love all their cheese. I'm a cheeseaholic. That's been my whole life. I have been obsessed with cheese. And that was kind of the only thing that I, for a moment, hesitated when I was going vegan. I was like, oh, but I love cheese. I'm a cheeseaholic, But thankfully, now I got so many options that it's not even a thing. So I love that. you know, and I still eat a lot of things that I used to eat. Like I used to love pancakes. I still eat pancakes all the time. I love pancakes, you know? But the food I like for the most part is pretty simple, you know, like we will do like soul veg on the first Sunday of the month, you know, because they do like the full on like soul food meal. But yeah, pretty basic though.
Nice, nice. So I was just telling people the other day that everything that you're eating that is meat-based can be veganized.
Every single thing. I tell people all the time, food is texture and seasoning. You know, if you get the texture and the seasoning right, I'm sorry, I'm sweating because I didn't want to have a fan on back here, but so bear with me if you see me fanning myself. But food is texture and seasoning, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think the more people get the mindset, you know, change their mindset about, you know, oh, you know, but I don't want to give up this or give up that, and start, you know, exploring, you know, getting a little more adventurous, you know, and working with seasoning, they'll realize that every single thing, like you said, can be veganized. My wife makes the best vegan ribs. She you know, like
who makes the best vegan ribs?
My wife. I
need to come over to visit then.
She has a vegan food business called Green Bistro.
Really?
And we were doing pop-ups. Yeah, we were doing pop-ups and everything. And we have a vegan gyro called the Viro that will blow your mind.
Okay, first off, I'm over here mad that I had no clue. I'm going to have her on the show as well. And
she probably won't do it, but yes, we did. She's nowhere near like me. Like she's not like, you know, let me go out and talk to people and
Okay.
We were doing pop-ups with Chicago Vegan Test Kitchen. We were at the pop-ups and we had like a huge following. Yeah, they obsessed with it.
See,
it's at
I'm jealous of you now because you freaking have a shelf at your house. And I was just about to ask you, you know, what are your favorite restaurants, but
I still have favorites. Like I said, we do the soul veg, you know, that first Sunday of the month. We go get that soul food meal. We like, there's like a breakfast platter at Upton's that we like. What else? Who else? And we used to go to Chicago Diner a lot, but we don't head over that way that much anymore. But yeah, I mean, we still, you know, support other brands, you know. I'm not gluten-free, but I also love Betty Bott. She does really good gluten-free desserts and stuff. And she has a location on 79th and Stony that she's had for like 7 years, you know. She's like a hidden little gem over there that she's had over there forever. So yeah, we still support other people, you know. But yes, I think this year you'll definitely hear more about Green Bistro. And it's bistro, like bistro, but with a V.
Nice.
Yeah.
Green Bistro. Okay,
yes.
Audience, you heard it. Bistro. Okay. Wow, I did not know that. So I'm just like, this just made me so excited because there's another like place that I can go eat. So what are, you know, some type of it, what advice would you give to people who are wanting to transition to becoming a vegan or plant-based?
Well, I think the main thing is, like I said a little bit ago, just be willing to be creative and willing to try. Like they're so lucky if they're doing it right now because they got like way more options than I had back in 2014. You know, so it's really not hard at all to, you know, add, even if it's just, you know, like, what is it, Meatless Mondays and, you know, all these other little days. It's not hard at all to be able to add those to your life and really enjoy the food. Like, I enjoy food. I love food. So I'm not eating trash. You know what I mean? Like, my food has to be good. So I would definitely suggest that they just start trying things. Like, there's so many options. You know, if they want to make it easier on themselves and they don't like to cook or they don't want to cook, there's even frozen options. You know what I mean? So there are so many ways for people to like kind of, it's so funny because before we got on this call, a girl was in my DM saying, oh my God, you make vegan seem like it's so good, so easy. Was it a hard transition? And I was like, no, it wasn't a hard transition. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, I can do this. This is easy, you know? And I feel like I said, it's even easier now.
You know, your story is almost kind of like mine, because before I was vegan, I was vegetarian for a number of years. So I do feel that for people like us who were, like, for instance, you were pescatarian, to move over to veganism, it's an easier transition because we're already eliminating all the meat, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, if they really are like really want to ease their way into it, although you could literally, like you said, replace all your meals with something vegan, all the stuff you think you like, you could find a vegan, you know, alternative. But if they really want to, they should try the things like the meatless Mondays, you know, or devote their weekends to, you know, just trying out vegan food. And like I said, they're so lucky. Like, I'm like annoyed that people are even still questioning it, because it was like so much harder in 2014. So they're so lucky, because there's so many books, so many sites, you know, like I haven't made any of his stuff. I own his books, all that good stuff. But I love people like Avant-Garde Vegan, because what Gaz does makes you so excited about food, you know, especially when you go and watch his videos. Like there's just, and he uses like food, you know, he doesn't really use, you know, anything other than good, you know, ingredients. Right. And so it makes you so excited. So people have so many options, you know, so they should ease their way into it if they're like chicken, you know. But if they're like gung-ho, just get into it. They will
exactly. So I agree. It was not popular when I became vegan, but it seems like everybody is wanting to become a vegan now.
Oh yeah, it's trendy now. Yeah.
It's trendy. It's trendy. Yeah. One more question really quick about veganism. I really want to know, Jaye, it's a very important question. A lot of people want to know, where do you get your protein from?
Like, I love that question. Well, here's an even better question. I remember when I was raw for a little bit, and I just, you know, I was standing at a bus stop, and this lady, I don't know how it came about, but she was like, I was like, oh, I'm raw. And she's like, you eat raw chicken? And I will never forget that as long as I live. I'm just like, what? Yes.
Oh my God.
Like that, her response to that is kind of like as ridiculous as the people who say, well, how do you get your protein? Right. You know, because for one, most of them don't even know what protein is about. What they need it for. You know, it's just become the question de rigueur, you know, that people will ask you when they hear that you're vegan. But I will answer, you know, I eat tofu, I eat beans, I eat tempeh, you know, I eat all the good sources of protein that are plant-based.
Nice. So. I love it. So Jaye, is there any like projects or events you have coming up that we can do?
Well, you know, I'm definitely moving forward with Fat Girl Om. I've had to adjust it because originally it was going to be in-person meditations, but obviously we are still in the midst of coronavirus pandemic, you know, even though you wouldn't know it from some folk. We are. So obviously that part is being put on hold a little bit, which is why I've been, you know, slowly been releasing things online, because I still want to build that community and still want people to connect to the concept, especially, you know, plus size women to connect. But so in addition to that, I was thinking about, because like I said, in January, I started with a vision board, meditation and movement seminar. I was thinking about potentially doing like a mid-year, it would be July, virtual vision board session, because we had such a great time. It was really awesome, you know. So I'm thinking about doing that, but I also am working on a couple of other things. I am not at the point where I can give all the details at the moment, but they will center around things that I love. If people follow me on social media, they know some of the things I love. I will just say, you know, one of them is very green. The other one smells really good. You know, so I'm working on some things centered around those. But I'm holding off saying just yet until things are firmed up.
Nice.
But a lot is coming. COVID's not stopping me. You know, racist folks are not stopping me. You know, we gonna keep living. We gonna keep doing. We gonna keep bringing, you know, goodness to the world.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. So how can people find you on social media or anything?
Yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms at Curvatude, and that's C-U-R-V as in Victor, A-T-U-D-E. You can also find me at curvatude.com. I'm not really big on Facebook, but I have a Facebook page. The place where I yap the most is probably Instagram stories and Twitter. Twitter is where you get like my real. You get my West Side reel.
Okay, you better go to her
on
Twitter,
my
then,
Twitter.
audience.
Yeah, so you know, but in my Instagram stories too, you get a lot of my real, and you get a lot of my just everyday.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you were born and raised in Chicago?
Born and raised.
Oh, okay. I'm from Arkansas. I'm from the South.
From the South. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jaye. This was awesome. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk to us over at Radish on the Runway.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Teslyn.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.